Greetings everyone. Our group is presenting a macroeconomic analysis of a critical development reported in the Sarawak Tribune regarding Malaysia's standing in the global financial system. Our group consists of me, Mohammad Syafiq Mohammad Razali, Khairunnisa Binti Razali, Suziyana Binti Ahmad Annuar, Muhammad Amirin Arsyan bin Muhammad Zainol, and Muhammad Suffian bin Sahmat. Our presentation is titled Commitment to Fair Currency Practices, focusing on Bank Negara Malaysia's strategic intervention in the late 2025. Before we go through with the topic, let's get to know Bank Negara Malaysia first.
10 perkara yang mungkin anda tidak tahu tentang Bank Negara Malaysia. Bank Negara Malaysia bukan bank biasa.
Macam mana tu? Bank Negara Malaysia bukan bank biasa. Ia bank pusat negara satu-satunya. Mereka berusaha mengawal inflasi supaya harga tak melambung dan nilai mata wang kita terus stabil. Mereka mengawal kadar faedah supaya harga barangan dan perkhidmatan terus stabil. Bila harga stabil, kita lebih yakin berbelanja dan melabur. Barulah pertumbuhan ekonomi akan berterusan. Mi goreng siap!
Bank Negara Malaysia mengeluarkan wang tetapi tiada ATM.
Betulkah Bank Negara Malaysia tak ada ATM?
Betul. Tapi mereka mengeluarkan wang kita. Mereka bukan saja mencetak, mereka juga memastikan bekalan yang cukup dan berada dalam keadaan yang baik. Wang kita yang dikeluarkan oleh Bank Negara Malaysia mempunyai ciri-ciri keselamatan yang canggih.
Bank Negara Malaysia, pembayaran menjadi mudah dan selamat.
Alamak, tak cukup wang pula.
Tak ada hal.
Kad debit boleh Pak Din?
Boleh.
Bank Negara Malaysia komited membangunkan sistem pembayaran yang lebih mudah dan selamat. Bank Negara Malaysia membantu pertumbuhan ekonomi dan kewangan negara. Mempunyai kepakaran untuk merumus dasar ekonomi dan kewangan yang berkesat, turut memberi khidmat nasihat kepada kerajaan tentang dasar-dasar ekonomi dan kewangan yang boleh memakmurkan rakyat. Bank Negara Malaysia memastikan sistem kewangan kukuh dan berintegriti, mengawal selia institusi kewangan bagi memastikan sistem kewangan negara terus kukuh dan berdaya saing. Bank Negara Malaysia mengutamakan hal kewangan anda. Melalui agensi kaunseling dan pengurusan kredit atau AKPK, anda boleh mendapat pendidikan dan kaunseling kewangan. Jika anda mempunyai hutang tidak terurus, AKPK sedia membantu. Bank Negara Malaysia mengurus rizab pertukaran asing negara. Pengurusan rizab yang strategik mewujudkan pasaran kewangan yang stabil dan teratur. Rizab Bank Negara Malaysia boleh digunakan untuk pembayaran import, hutang mata wang asing atau mengurus aliran keluar modal. Bank Negara Malaysia membantu membantras penipuan kewangan.
Setiap pelaburan pertukaran mata wang asing boleh memberi you dividen sebanyak 10% setiap hari. Dalam 3 bulan, boleh beli rumah, boleh beli kereta, boleh pergi melancong ke mana-mana saja.
Saya nak fikir dulu.
Sekaranglah masanya. Esok dah mungkin terlambat.
Nombor yang anda dial tiada dalam perkhidmatan.
Bank Negara Malaysia bekerjasama dengan agensi penguatkuasaan untuk membawa individu yang disyaki ke muka pengadilan bagi kes-kes yang berada di bawah bidang kuasanya. Bank Negara Malaysia berusaha memastikan tiada yang ketinggalan. Bank Negara Malaysia berusaha memastikan pengguna dan para usahawan di mana-mana jua mendapat akses kepada perkhidmatan dan produk kewangan. Usaha berterusan turut giat dijalankan bagi membentuk masyarakat celik kewangan. Di BNM Link, pusat sehenti yang memberi khidmat nasihat dan maklumat serta menerima aduan berkaitan produk dan perkhidmatan kewangan. Perkhidmatan BNM Link tersedia di pejabat-pejabat wilayah Bank Negara Malaysia.
Pak Din, link bergerak Bank Negara Malaysia dah sampai.
Kita ada banyak maklumat dan perkhidmatan yang kita nak kongsikan bersama, antaranya skim pembiayaan mikro yang mana tuan-tuan boleh membuat permohonan melalui institusi kewangan yang terlibat.
Pak Din, macam ni Warung boleh jadi kafe ni.
Ada kopi keleteh.
Bukan kopi latte. Kef latte lah, Madi.
Bank Negara Malaysia memelihara khazanah dan sejarah negara. Muzium dan galeri seni Bank Negara Malaysia mengalu-ngalukan anda menerokai sejarah mata wang dan menghayati hasil seni karyawan tanah air. Di Bank Negara Malaysia, setiap yang dilakukan adalah untuk kesejahteraan rakyat dan negara.
Let's establish the context based on the news report. In the year 2025, October, Malaysia faced a significant downward pressure on the ringgit due to the unprecedented global economic uncertainties. This forced Bank Negara Malaysia (BNM) into a proactive stand. The core of the news article is that BNM initiated close consultation with the US Treasury. Why? To transparently share data on their foreign exchange operation. The goal was critical, which is to prove to our largest trading partner that Malaysia is not engaging in the currency manipulation to gain an unfair advantage, but rather acting responsibly to stabilize our financial system.
To understand Bank Negara Malaysia defense, we must look at the economic toolbox they are using. First, we must define Malaysia exchange rate regime. We do not have a fixed rate where the government dictates the price, nor a purely free float where we let the market run entirely wild. Malaysia operates under a managed float. This means market force determine the ringgit value most of the time, but the central bank reserves the right to step in to manage the float when market conditions become disorderly. So, how does that management mechanically work? It's not magic, it's a transaction. When the ringgit is crashing, there are too many sellers and not enough buyers. Bank Negara Malaysia steps in using its foreign exchange reserve, its saving in US dollar and gold. As shown in the flowchart, BNM sell this USD into the global market and use the proceeds to buy up ringgit. This action soak up the excess supply of ringgit, putting a floor under its value.
In the third quarter of this year, the ringgit appreciated by 0.8% on a nominal effective exchange rate basis against the currencies of Malaysia's major trading partners. The ringgit also remained broadly stable against the US dollar during this period. Year to date, as of 12 November, the ringgit has appreciated by 5.3% on the NEER basis and by 8.2% against the US dollar. The ringgit's movement was driven by both external and domestic factors. Externally, the US Federal Reserve's monetary policy easing in September, coupled with the expectations of further rate cuts amid the growing concerns over the US economy's outlook, this helped support the ringgit. Additionally, a reduction in tariff-related uncertainties, although they remain elevated, provide further support to the ringgit during the quarter. On the domestic front, Malaysia's positive economic prospects, together with the government's commitments on the structural reforms and fiscal sustainability, have also become more visible, and this will continue to provide the medium-term support to our ringgit. Bank Negara Malaysia will also continue to ensure the orderly functioning of the domestic foreign exchange market and two-way flow through the coordinated efforts with the government and corporates. And this includes through the full implementation of the Qualified Resident Investor or the QRI program, which was rolled out in July this year. The program, which provides foreign exchange policy flexibility to encourage resident corporates to repatriate foreign currency investment income and convert into ringgit, this has yielded encouraging results. As at the third quarter of this year, more than $2 billion of inflows have been recorded under this program. In the third quarter of this year, looking at credit growth to the private non-financial sector expanded by 5.9%, following an increase in credit to businesses. And this was supported by higher growth in outstanding corporate bonds and business loans, which grew by 7.3% and 5.4% respectively in the quarter. The higher growth in outstanding business loans was mainly driven by increase in investment-related loans, particularly among the non-SMEs. For households, outstanding loans grew by 5.7% amid some moderation in loan growth for personal use. The average lending rates on outstanding loans, which includes household and business loans, declined by 21 basis points. And this reflects an effective pass-through from the recent 25 basis point reduction in the OPR.
Moving on the core analysis, if Bank Negara Malaysia is buying currency, why isn't it manipulation? The difference is intent. The US Treasury monitors countries of manipulation, which involves artificially keeping a currency low to make exports cheaper. However, the report clarifies Bank Negara Malaysia's intent is stabilization. They are not targeting a specific fixed rate. They are intervening defensive only to smooth excessive volatility. They are preventing a crash, not engineering a trade advantage. We can visualize this defensive action using a supply and demand graph. Originally at equilibrium E to zero, the ringgit is weak due to global selling pressure. Bank Negara Malaysia enters the market as massive buyer. In macroeconomic terms, this action shifts the demand curve to the right from D to 0 to D to 1. As you can see, this shift moves the market to new equilibrium, E to 1. The result is the exchange stabilized at the higher level than if Bank Negara Malaysia had done nothing. This visual proof that the intervention necessary to counter market panic.
What does this macroeconomic maneuvering mean for actual businesses on the ground? For international trade, the impact is significant. For importers, companies buying raw materials or machinery abroad, a crashing ringgit is disastrous as it skyrockets their costs. Bank Negara Malaysia's stabilization protects their profit margins. For exporters, while a weaker currency usually helps sales, extreme volatility is bad for everyone. You cannot plan a 12-month production cycle if you don't know what the currency will be worth next week. Stability allows for better planning. Furthermore, this consultation with the US has major implications for investment and risk. By proving practice fair currency policies, Malaysian businesses avoid the regulatory risks of US sanctions or retaliatory tariffs. Secondly, this proactive stance boosts investor confidence. It signals to foreign investors that Bank Negara Malaysia will not let the economy spiral out of control, encouraging foreign capital to remain in Malaysia rather than fleeing during uncertain time.
Finally, we must look at the broader impact on the average Malaysian and conclude our analysis. The most direct impact of defending the ringgit is on inflation. Malaysia imports a significant amount of food and fuel. If the ringgit crashes, the price of these necessities goes up for every household. This is called imported inflation. By stabilizing the currency, BNM is protecting the purchasing power of the rakyat and ensuring the real economy isn't derailed by financial market panic. In conclusion, the news report highlights a sophisticated balancing act. BNM is not fighting market forces permanently. They are managing them to ensure orderly conditions. The proactive transparency with the US Treasury shows that clear communication is now a vital tool of economic diplomacy. Ultimately, This intervention is a defensive shield, ensuring that Malaysia remains a stable and fair player in the global economy. That concludes our presentation. Thank you.